What's up guys, today we're going to be unboxing the Xiaomi 14. Let's go ahead and check this out. A lot of people are calling this a compact smartphone, but I'm not really sure. Maybe by 2024 standard, it is a 6.3-inch phone, so I don't know. I don't really think that's compact. But this is a flagship from Xiaomi, and let's check it out. So what I always really love about Xiaomi is that they're probably, Apple doesn't do it, Google, Samsung. They put a phone case in the box, which is always really nice. And you also get the charger in the box too. So I say this every time, but gotta give credit where credit's due. Here is the Xiaomi 14. This is the black version. 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage is on board here. Boom. Really excited to check this phone out. Check out the camera partnership as well too. Nice matte finish here. See what else we get in the box. Alright, so as always, we get our charging brick. This is a 90-watt charger, so this thing is going to be crazy fast. And then of course we get our Type-C cable as well too. Oh, is it Type-C to Type-C? Oh, it's Type-C. No, it's not. Okay. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the hardware a little bit more here. So this does have these sort of squared off design here. So it is a little bit sharp on the edges. And it is a glass back or a silicone. You will get a glass back or a silicone back as well. Aluminum frame. It's IP68 dust and water resistant. And has a pretty nice design for the most part. A little bit plain looking actually. I think the other colors might look a little bit better. But you see we have that Lycia on here. The camera is just huge on this thing. It's a big camera. And yeah, so design wise it looks pretty good, pretty understated. Alright, so the display on here, it is a pretty nice high quality panel. It's an LTPO OLED display, 120 Hertz Dolby Vision. You also have on here 3000 nits peak brightness. So this is a crazy bright display. I feel like the companies are now kind of competing on who has the brightest display now. It's 6.3 inches. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's compact, but it is easy to hold. So that is, a good thing as well for people who like, kind of smaller phones or smaller flagships. So definitely very easy to hold, one hand. And then we also have a 1200 by 2670 resolution, 460 for the PPI. So it's a really nice panel just looking at it. Very bright and colorful and just really smooth. Actually just like super bright, as you can see. I'll turn it down a little bit. But yeah, really nice flat panel on here. Very slim bezels as well too. So overall just a really nice display. So this is running Xiaomi's Android 14 Hyper OS, and so far I really like it. It's been really smooth. I feel like if you already don't like Xiaomi phones, and you're not gonna like the OS. And yeah, you do get pre-installed applications, of course, on here. You will get a few pre-installed applications, but for the most part some of this stuff is stuff that I would download anyway. But yeah, I get it why people wouldn't necessarily like it. But yeah, you can uninstall those if you desire to. I think like the only weird thing about Xiaomi is that the phone, like the control panel, looks straight up like an iPhone, which is always weird to me. We got the Mi remote on here. Nice. Yeah, but I've always thought that was weird how it looks exactly like an iPhone. Like right here is literally like an iPhone. This thing is very powerful. It has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, 256 gigs of internal storage, and 8 gigs of RAM on the base model. And this version right here is the 512, 12 gigabyte RAM. And you can see the Geekbench scores here. It's a powerful phone, you guys. Really, really fast. So whatever you're doing on this phone, it's like blazing fast. It really doesn't miss a beat when it comes to performance on here. Now, of course, gaming performance is going to be really fast on this phone with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. We should have PUBG at 90 frames on here out the box here. But what I like about these smaller phones is that they're now super powerful and you don't get the hit to battery life anymore. So, yeah, we do have 90 frames on here. Yeah, so I think the smaller phones are just way more comfortable to game on. It's just easier to hold. And yeah, usually people would stay away from the smaller phones if they were gaming because of the hits of battery life. But these smaller phones have such good battery life these days. But this is like buttery smooth, of course, so you know you're gonna be able to play games just fine. Let's check out the speakers on here, max volume. So speaker quality is actually pretty good on here. You get a pretty good amount of bass on here as well. Mids and highs sound really clean. The top speaker is giving off a good amount of sound as well too. The fingerprint scanner, it is really fast, so I have no issues with that. You also do have face unlock you could take advantage of as well too. And what I love about these Xiaomi phones is that you do have the infrared port on here. So a lot of companies, they don't do the infrared port thing, but you can control so much with this: cameras, projectors, DVD players, TVs, whatever, smart boxes. You can just basically use it as just a universal remote pretty much, and it just makes life way more easier, guys, I'm telling you. Let's talk about the cameras here, because we do have this collaboration here. So we do have a 50 megapixel standard, a 50 megapixel telephoto lens, 3.2 optical, and then a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So just crazy high res cameras on here. It shoots in 8K 24. We also have a 32 megapixel selfie that shoots in 4K 60. I went out and took a couple shots as well, which I'll show you guys, but you guys can see here are the camera UI here. We have an AR camera, super macro, voice shutter on here, motion taking focus, tilt shift, time burst. We can do our watermarks, and yeah, you see that Lycia. So we can get the Lycia styling on here as well too. So we can turn that on. So overall, I think that the camera application itself is pretty nice for the most part here. This is how we get in our 50 megapixel. Oh, there's a super moon mode on here as well too. That's pretty cool. We have to check that out. Director mode. Let's see what else we got. Nighttime, slow motion, time lapse, long exposure. Yeah, so everything seems to be on here. We even have our pro mode, of course, on here as well too. So from the pictures that I took, I was really impressed with the image quality. Of course, it's a flagship phone. These pictures came out super crispy, super clear. Just really good detail as well too on here. And this is not even just taking in a 50 megapixel mode, but I wouldn't recommend that unless you're taking like a far out shot where you're gonna get a lot of detail. Other than that, just really beautiful, really good image processing. The color on here was really nice as well too. Yeah, so I'm definitely a fan. I think the cameras are really nice, flagship quality cameras, of course, for this price point. Now, this phone has a big battery in it, and it's got a crazy good charging speed. You can go from 0 to 131 minutes, and a 50 watt wireless charging, guys. This thing charges really fast with wireless charging. They're claiming 46 minutes from 100%. I mean, from 0%. And then you also have 10 watt reverse charging as well. You have a 4600 milliamp hour battery on here. This thing is just really awesome as far as battery life. So far, I have to give it some more time, of course, but just watching it drain, I already know it's going to be a beast. But yeah, so the charging speeds on here, and Xiaomi giving you the chargers in the box, I think is really nice, and I think it's really underrated these days, because the big companies, a lot of the other big companies, are just not giving you the charger in the box. So what do you guys think? Let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.